Hello and welcome to yet another yapping, and my coffee is almost out. It's about birds again. I know. For you who hasn't been able to listen to my It's a Bird 1 or It's a Bird 2, or should I say just It's a Bird 1, you should probably know that I don't know much about birds. To me, birds are something that fly about and they don't bother me. Not that I know of, and if they do, I don't notice them. I don't know much about birds. Recently, I have just learned that the things that I call sparrows are not sparrows. They might be actually something else. So I don't know anything about sparrows. I call all types of parrots for parrot. I call all types of pigeons for pigeons. And then well, that's about it, isn't it? All types of owls is owl. I can't see the difference between them. Some call them for cat owls and stuff. I don't know. I really don't know. Seagulls, the same things. I just call them all seagulls. They might be laughter gulls or whatever. I don't really bother. Now these days I see a lot of, I suspect there are flamingos. You know, long legs and a long neck and some sort of strange beak. But these ones are a bit heavier on the body, and they're white, grey and dirty. They're not pink. So they're probably not flamingos, but I call them flamingos anyway, because that's the way it could be some sort of crane or anything, but I'm not totally sure. So I don't call them cranes until I'm totally sure that they are. So I call them flamingos, because then I know what I'm talking about. And by the way, flamingos, I know I've mentioned this before. The only thing I know about flamingos is what I saw in the Disney short movie, Donald Duck's Bird Expedition. I'm not totally sure if you've seen it. He's out in the jungle trying to get hold of strange birds. And there is a picture of, or shall I say, a sequence of a pink flamingo putting up his legs and putting inside his head and neck inside the body, and then flaps his wings and go away. They don't like to be photoed. That's about it for that. So I don't bother with birds, and birds don't bother with me. Crows, the same things. Any crow is a crow. I don't know if they are not. So normally this is not an issue, not at all. But something is happening in the year of 2017. This year, my friends, is the bird watching year. Well, you can just as well suspect what I'm going through. My best radio show at the moment is something called The Scouts. Not in Swedish, of course. Then it's called Spanarna. In this show, we have a leader, a guy who is keeping the show alive, who loves birds. He's talking about so many types of birds in the opening minute. He's been seeing that type of bird and a red something or whatever. And I'm sitting there listening. How the heck can he remember all these? And why? Well, never mind. It's just a minute or so, and then he goes on rambling about other stuff, and then the show starts. But that's not all. Of course not. Swedish television has also started a bird watching competition between celebrities. Of course. I should have seen that one coming. And I'm not totally sure how it works, because I don't watch it. Of course not. But there's a lot of talk about it, of course, even in my little part of the woods. It seems like there's a celebrity who is joined up teamed by a bird expert of some sort, and they go out and try to find birds in the nature. That shouldn't be too hard, I think. Probably they need to find some rare birds or stuff, and they need to be calling them the right names and stuff. And I've been thinking, good grief, good luck. It's good that I'm not a celebrity. Let's start there. I would have had no chance at all. And that's really what I was thinking about. They are trying to teach the Swedish people about birds. Now, I have heard, far away back in the old days, I suspect 10 years ago, that there are birds that are extinct. They are not even extinct. They are not even here anymore. And some birds are actually trying to are getting more pigeons, by the way. And I also know that, well, I can always see an ordinary hen and their chickens, but now I've also learned that all female birds are called hens, and all their little babies are called chickens. That makes it a bit problematic. The real thing is, why? Why this obsession with birds? They don't really add much flavor to the world. They don't change the world. Thank goodness, I could say. And keeping in mind, I mean, they talk about robins and all. No, I can't. I can't really get the grip of it. There are green birds and there are yellow birds and there are blue birds. And yeah, I know all that. But I don't know the name of them. And why should I? I mean, it's not more important than to know the wingspan of a Spitfire, 14 meters, or so. I mean, there are better things to know, isn't there? Right? So, why this obsession with birds? And why are you bombarding with me with all this bird stuff? It's just a bird. It's nothing important. Or is it? Thanks for listening. Bye.